Do you want the real talk or not? Let me know. Press a 1 if you want the real talk. I'll wait. In the meantime, just like the video, so in doing that, you'll get more of these videos. Also, comment your thoughts below. What do you see in the world? Is there any truth to what I'm saying in this video? But I'm assuming that you want the real talk, so here we go. Now, typically in a lot of videos, or to back up some of my claims, I like to provide some sort of statistic to support what I'm saying. Now, it's very hard to find a statistic in relation to who leases the most cars, right? There are some statistics that reveal this information, but for the most part, it's going to be quite hard to establish. So this is mostly an anecdotal perspective. And there is a trend that I've noticed with poor working class black people opting to lease high-powered, high-value cars, German whips usually, Mercedes, BMW, never really the Ford or the Japanese cars, the moderate, unimpressive, standard cars, and typically you go to any council estate. So for any Americans listening, the council estate is pretty much like Section 8 housing or the hood. You go to any of these states in London or, any part of the UK, and I bet you, underneath the social housing, you're gonna see big, expensive cars in the car park. Now, you might hear this and think, okay, what's the big deal, man? Like, can't we have fun? Can't we just enjoy life? Well, sure you can, but when that enjoyment comes at the expense of your future, then it becomes really a stupid choice. And I don't know about you, but I think that a lot of us black people have made a lot of stupid choices in life, and we continue to do so. And leasing expensive cars is one of those dumb choices, one of those dumb decisions. The funny thing is, if you're in London, we have a congestion charge around the city, in the inner city, which is mostly going to be the commercial area where most people go to work. So you're not really going to be using these cars during the week, typically. Typically, and this is the craziness of what I'm trying to describe. You've leased a car that cost you something like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, probably up to £1,000 a month to lease. But during the week when you go into work, or maybe you work from home, you're gonna stay at home, or you're gonna catch public transport. Like, think about it. How does that make sense? You have to ask yourself, okay, so what is this purchase really about? And what it obviously comes down to is just status symbol. And this is the problem I have with a lot of people in the black community. Keeping up with the Joneses and trying to look rich, look wealthy by any means possible. Again, it just breeds corruption. You do anything to look good. You do anything to get that big Range Rover. For what? Just so it makes you feel good, so you feel accomplished. And this is one of the reasons that drives poor decisions, poor choices in life. This materialism, lack of minimalism, lack of seeing the true value in things, lack of modesty, this arrogance and haughtiness and just wanting to feel superior and good about yourself. This is low self-esteem. And that is why this is a big problem. You want to have your fun and you want to live life cool, but what's the point when you're not fixing the things that need to be fixed internally? So you'll find black people leasing expensive cars, only using their cars on the weekend, but then they're going to complain about the high cost of living. Like, make that make sense. You're buying unnecessarily expensive stuff, but then you're going to complain about the cost of living. You're going to complain that you only have, £200 left for food during the month. You see, this is the irresponsible behaviors that is very present in black communities. I've personally never leased a car, but that's because You know, I'm very efficient with my travel, and most of the times I use a motorbike to travel. And my motorbikes, I've probably had about 6-7 different motorbikes I paid outright. I don't lease. I'm just old school like that. I find leasing, it feels, you know, like I don't completely own the thing. And I understand there are some situations where leasing makes more sense, but it usually only makes sense when you're dealing with an expensive vehicle. And again, a city like London, you don't even need a vehicle at all. You can just go on a bike. The only times when you really need a vehicle is when you actually have a family, you actually have kids that you need to transport. Even then, you don't actually need a vehicle. You know, so it's just really these old ways of thinking that just really creates a lot of the problems that we have. And, you know, a lot of people will jump straight into, oh, social inequality, racism. No, maybe it's your dumb ass making dumb decisions in your life that is messing your life up and holding you back and then affecting your future. And most importantly, your kids' future. Maybe that's the problem. But what do you guys think? Let me know below. Catch you in the next one.